Не учим, а практикуем. Играем в английский от души. Свободный и мощный тренажер Окси English Bot в Telegram.
Пока проходили годы,
As the years went by,
вещи, которые я принес с корабля, истратились или износились.
The things which I had brought from the ship were used up or worn out.
Моего печенья хватило более чем на год.
My biscuits lasted more than a year.
Так как я ел только одно печенье каждый день.
For I ate only one cake each day.
Чернила вскоре иссякли.
my ink soon gave out.
И затем я не мог больше использовать перья и бумагу.
And then I had no more use for pens or paper.
Наконец, одежда моя была вся изношена.
At last my clothes were all worn out.
Погода была всегда теплой на моем острове.
The weather was always warm on my island.
И была малая необходимость в одежде.
And there was little need for clothes.
Но я не мог обходиться без нее.
But I could not go without them.
Так случилось, что я сохранял шкуры всех животных, которых я убил.
It so happened that I had saved the skins of all the animals I had killed.
Я растягивал каждую шкуру на каркасе из палок.
I stretched every skin on a framework of sticks.
И вешал на солнце сушиться.
And hung it up in the sun to dry.
Со временем у меня было очень много этих шкур.
In time I had a great many of these skins.
Некоторые были грубыми,
Some were coarse.
и жесткими,
And stiff.
и не подходили ни для чего.
And fit for nothing.
Другие были мягкие на ощупь и приятные глазу.
Others were soft to the touch and very pretty to look at.
Однажды я взял одну из лучших и сделал себе шапку из нее.
One day I took one of the finest and made me a cap of it.
Я оставил всю шерсть снаружи.
I left all the hair on the outside.
Так, чтобы сбрасывать дождь.
So as to shoot off the rain.
Она была не очень красивой.
It was not very pretty.
Но была очень полезна.
But it was of great use.
А чего же больше мне было желать?
And what more did I want?
У меня получилось так хорошо с шапкой, что я подумал, что я бы попытался сделать что-нибудь еще.
I did so well with the cap that I thought I would try something else.
После многих мучений
So, after a great deal of trouble,
я сделал себе целый костюм.
I made me a whole suit.
Я сделал жилет.
I made me a waistcoat.
И пару бриджей.
And a pair of knee breeches.
Я хотел, чтобы они держали меня скорее в прохладе, чем в тепле.
I wanted them to keep me cool rather than warm.
Поэтому я сделал их довольно свободными.
So I made them quite loose.
Вы бы посмеялись, увидев их.
you would have laughed to see them.
Это были забавные вещи, скажу я вам.
They were funny things, I tell you.
Но когда я выходил наружу под дождь,
But when I went out in the rain,
они не давали мне промокнуть.
They kept me dry.
Это, я думаю, подсказало мне идею сделать зонт.
This, I think, put me in mind of an umbrella.
Я видел зонты в Бразилии.
I had seen umbrellas in Brazil.
Хотя они не были еще распространены в Англии.
Although they were not yet common in England.
Они были очень полезны летом, когда солнце светило жарко.
they were of much use in the summer when the sun shone hot.
Я подумал, что если они были хороши в Бразилии,
I thought that if they were good in Brazil,
они будут еще лучше здесь.
They would be still better here,
Где солнце было намного жарче.
Where the sun was much hotter.
Поэтому я приступил к тому, чтобы делать зонт.
so I set about the making of one.
Это потребовало больших усилий.
I took great pains with it.
И прошло долгое время, прежде чем он понравился мне вообще.
And it was a long time before it pleased me at all.
Я мог развернуть его,
I could make it spread.
но он не складывался.
But it did not let down.
И какая была бы польза от зонта, который нельзя было бы сложить?
And what would be the use of an umbrella that could not be folded?
Не знаю, сколько недель я провел за этой работой.
I do not know how many weeks I spent at this work.
Это было скорее развлечение, чем что-то другое.
It was play work rather than anything else.
И я подхватывал ее только в свободное время.
And I picked it up only at odd times.
В конце концов, у меня был зонт, который открывался и закрывался.
At last I had an umbrella that opened and shut.
Именно так, как полагается зонту.
Just as an umbrella should.
Я покрыл его шкурами.
I covered it with skins.
Шерстью наружу.
With the hair on the outside.
В дождь он был столь же хорош, как навес.
In the rain it was as good as a shed.
На солнце он давал приятную тень.
In the sun it made a pleasant shade.
Я мог теперь выходить в любую погоду.
I could now go out in all kinds of weather.
Мне не приходилось беспокоиться, шел ли дождь или светило солнце.
I need not care whether the rain fell or the sun shone.
Следующие 5 лет я жил очень спокойно.
For the next 5 years I lived very quietly.
Я всегда находил занятия.
I kept always busy.
И не позволял себе чувствовать себя одиноким.
And did not allow myself to feel lonely.
Я делил каждый день на части в соответствии с рядом моих обязанностей.
I divided each day into parts according to my several duties.
После чтения Библии,
After reading in my Bible,
моей привычкой было проводить примерно 3 часа каждое утро в поисках еды.
It was my custom to spend about 3 hours every morning in search of food.
Во время дневной жары
Through the heat of the day,
я занимал себя в тени замка или беседки.
I busied myself in the shade of my castle or bower.
Вечером, когда солнце было низким,
In the evening, when the sun was low,
я работал на полях.
I worked in my fields.
Но иногда я шел работать очень рано утром.
but sometimes I went to work very early in the morning.
И оставлял охоту до послеобеденного времени.
and left my hunting until the afternoon.
This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, visit LibriVox.org. Robinson Crusoe written anew for children by James Baldwin. I make an umbrella. As the years went by, the things which I had brought from the ship were used up or worn out. My biscuits lasted more than a year, for I ate only one cake each day. My ink soon gave out, and then I had no more use for pens or paper. At last my clothes were all worn out. The weather was always warm on my island, and there was little need for clothes, but I could not go without them. It so happened that I had saved the skins of all the animals I had killed. I stretched every skin on a framework of sticks, and hung it up in the sun to dry. In time I had a great many of these skins. Some were coarse and stiff and fit for nothing. Others were soft to the touch, and very pretty to look at. One day I took one of the finest and made me a cap of it. I left all the hair on the outside, so as to shoot off the rain. It was not very pretty, but it was of great use, and what more did I want? I did so well with the cap that I thought I would try something else. So, after a great deal of trouble, I made me a whole suit. I made me a waistcoat and a pair of knee breeches. I wanted them to keep me cool rather than warm, so I made them quite loose. You would have laughed to see them. They were funny things, I tell you, but when I went out in the rain, they kept me dry. This, I think, put me in mind of an umbrella. I had seen umbrellas in Brazil, although they were not yet common in England. They were of much use in the summer when the sun shone hot. I thought that if they were good in Brazil, they would be still better here, where the sun was much hotter. So I set about the making of one. I took great pains with it, and it was a long time before it pleased me at all. I could make it spread, but it did not let down. And what would be the use of an umbrella that could not be folded? I do not know how many weeks I spent at this work. It was play work rather than anything else, and I picked it up only at odd times. At last I had an umbrella that opened and shut just as an umbrella should. I covered it with skins, with the hair on the outside. In the rain, it was as good as a shed. In the sun, it made a pleasant shade. I could now go out in all kinds of weather. I need not care whether the rain fell or the sun shone. For the next 5 years I lived very quietly. I kept always busy and did not allow myself to feel lonely. I divided each day into parts according to my several duties. After reading in my Bible, it was my custom to spend about 3 hours every morning in search of food. Through the heat of the day, I busied myself in the shade of my castle or bower. In the evening, when the sun was low, I worked in my fields. But sometimes I went to work very early in the morning, and left my hunting until the afternoon.